In today's video, we are going to be digitizing the number 8, putting that number 8 on this ARB blank shirt. We will also be creating a custom rhinestone to match the number 8 with Caesar HTV and purple velvet crystal rhinestones. Hello, beautiful people. I am Tanish Fortson, creator and owner of Embroidery Mastery, and welcome back to another video. So I'm super excited about tonight's video because we are going to head into the software. We're going to digitize this number 8. It is so simple, so easy, and so quick. We are going to head into the business edition of Design Studio, create the rhinestone template, then print it on my Cricut cutting machine and stitch this out. So ARB contacted me through Instagram and they sent me some blanks to try out. And I'm super excited because I've known about ARB for a very long time and I hadn't used them yet. But I don't do a lot of kids blanks, but I know that Easter's coming up and I want to design my children's Easter outfits. So they sent me over a few things and I want to show them to you. So I got 2 dresses for my girls to wear on Easter. I'm going to do a cute little Easter egg design and I'll probably film the video and show you guys how I'm going to digitize it. But it's a cute little dress. So this is for my oldest daughter. The dress has ruffles on the bottom and this dress has little puff sleeves. And here is the dress for my youngest daughter. And pretty much the same style with the ruffles on the bottom. Also asked for 2 ruffled bottom shirts as well. And let me show them to you. I was gonna make Easter designs on these as well, but for this one, I'm gonna use it for my daughter's number 8. And it's really cute. The little ruffle bottoms and the little puff sleeves. And here's the yellow. And they did send me an extra shirt because I said that I never used their product before. So I asked for a shirt to test on. But after feeling the material and kind of seeing the thickness of it, I don't really need to do any tester stitches. So anyhow, the reason why digitizing this number 8 has come about is because my daughter Kennedy just celebrated her 6th birthday. I'm going to insert some footage right here, but I designed her birthday shirt. And the concept was, I didn't have a theme and I just wanted it to be something very simple and easy to make. So I filmed a tutorial on it and I uploaded it to the community and that was their weekly video. And now I am here. I want to show you guys the same process because it's so easy and the final results are so cute. So I did pick up some supplies that everyone suggested. I did get some mats. So we're going to put our template on this mat. When I did place it on my tabletop, it did get a bunch of the matte adhesive and it's kind of stuck. So I need to scrub it off. So we have these mats. Let's open it so that I can get one out. As I mentioned, we are going to be using size 12 SS rhinestones in purple velvet. These are linked in my Amazon store. They do have the size 10 in a large size, and I think these were $29.99 or something like that for the larger size. This purple velvet is so beautiful. It gives like a AB color effect. So I did get the rhinestone transfer tape. I did get a big roll. This is linked in my Amazon. And I did get a larger roll of the rhinestone flock. Also got some tape. You guys told me to tape the mat down so that nothing would move when I'm brushing everything in place. Thank you guys so much. You have been so helpful on this journey. It really does take a village when we are trying to learn. So I love the openness and the willing to share. ARB, this is the ARB blank. I'm gonna put it under the heat press to get it smooth out. Firstly, let's see if I have some leftover flock that'll work. I even made like a little rhinestone drawer, you guys. I'm so excited. I've been rhinestoning since back in the day. I'm talking about the early 2000s. I used to rhinestone. You guys remember that T-Mobile sidekick? Let me find some pictures. The whole sidekick blinged out all my shoes. I stopped doing it for a long time. So I've been wanting to do this for about 2 years, but I just didn't know how. So I'm really happy that I've learned how. I used to hand do them, and you guys see me hand placing my stones. Now I love that look as well too. There's just something that gives me all the feels, like when they're hand placed on there and the rhinestones are different sizes. I'll probably insert a few clips when I used to hand do them. But yes, you guys, I am officially making templates now. So let's head over to the software. Then we're gonna get this shirt hooped and on the machine. All right, you guys, so I am digitizing numbers. I am using a true type font, which is the college font. So I saved the number 8 for us. So this is gonna be my daughter's birthday shirt for when she turns 8. I really love the theme so much with my daughter's birthday this past weekend. You know, my almost 8-year-old, she will have the same concept. She doesn't have to wear it on her birthday. She could just wear it around. But I really wanted to do these numbers. I just thought it was the cutest thing. And then I'll link the tutu where I got their tutus from as well, because it was from Amazon. All right, so I'm going to turn on the digitizing portion of my software by clicking this fan. And I'm going to go to true type fonts. And I'm just going to type in the number 8. I'm going to hit OK. That's all I need to do. And I can already look over here when I look at the properties box that this square right here is not connected to the 8, and I want that connected. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. But the first thing I want to do is size this. So I'm going to select the whole thing, hold down the shift button, and we are just going to drag this to keep it in place. I'm just, ooh, too big. Slowly trying to size it correctly. Here we go. Let me stretch it a little bit more and see. Okay, this is about the size of all of the numbers that I have. I'm just going to hold down shift again and stretch it a little bit in the middle. All right, so now that I have both of these selected, I need to make this one design. Right now they're stitching as 2 separate entities, and we do not want that. So select both of them. I'm just going to come right up here to create outline, and I am going to combine these holes by selecting combine holes. And now it's just one simple number 8. I'm going to change the color before I even start adding the stitches. And I'm going to go to 1990. And I'm going to do a number search, and I'm going to hit go. And now we have our color selected. I'm going to come up here to applique. Now, usually when I'm digitizing for applique, I don't use the applique button because I like to have control over my stitches, and I like to set up my stitches a certain type of way. Since this isn't sequins or I'm not doing anything special, we're okay hitting the applique button for this. So it's already populated because I had been working these numbers yesterday. So how it populated, that's not the default settings. These are the settings that I use for all of the other numbers. The default settings, I believe the density is a 5. I don't know what the stitch width usually is. And usually the material stitch is not selected. So if you're going to digitize this yourself, you will need to select the material stitch to make this applique, and you will need to put in the characteristics for your stitches. I'm using a 4mm width, and I'm using a 4-point density. With the applique button, you really can't control the density and the width if you want to do anything outside of the standard. So, which is fine for this font right here. I'm okay with that. So anyhow, I'm pretty much done with this. I'm just going to zoom out a tad bit. I'm going to look at it. I don't really need to play around with the starts and the stops. I mean, you guys, you can do this in StitchArtist Level 1. You can digitize like simple numbers or anything like that. This is digitizing in its most simple form, and I literally just hit a button. It does not get any easier than this. I need to save my working file, and I need to save my stitch file. So I'm going to hit save as, and this is going to be my 7-inch number 8. And my machine takes EXP, so I'm going to save the EXP. So I still need to do 6-inch and 5-inch, and I still need to make the files for every single machine type. If this number font is not up by the time of the video. It just means that I'm still working on it. You guys know that I'm not a full-time digitizer. It's pretty much done in my spare time, and I don't dedicate a lot of time to it. So I do have issues getting the designs up. I still have designs digitized now that I need to get up, and I know I do, and I'm going to work on getting better at that. All right, so we are ready to hoop and put this to the machine. So I'm just gonna minimize this, and now I need to go into Design Studio. So I do have the business edition of Design Studio. Oh, I forgot. I need to save this as an outline. So there's many different ways that people do this. Sometimes they start in Silhouette Studio, then they bring it back to Embrilliance, and then they go back to Silhouette Studio. The way that I like to do it, that's easiest for me, is I digitize first, and then I export my outline. So I'm gonna leave this as a 7-inch number 8. I'm gonna put it on my desktop. I do want a folder for this because I'm gonna be doing a whole number set, and we are going to look for that folder. Numbers outline. So 7-inch number 8. We're going to save this as a scalable vector graphics file, which is a SVG. I'm just going to hit save. I have mine. It used to be set to 96, but for these files, I do have it set to 72. I'm going to hit OK. Now, let's go into Silhouette Studio. Oh, this is the number 6 that I was working on for Kennedy. So now I'm going to merge in that design. Numbers outline. And here we go. Okay, now here is where the fun starts, because I have been practicing, but I'm not to the point to where I'll get 100% consistency every single time. I do still have to play around a little. All right, so the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to add a color, and then let me see. I just took off that red outline that was showing around the number 8. All right, so my number 8 is selected, and I am going to make my first offset. I typically like to make 4 offsets, and I don't like them closely spaced together. I do like to give some room. I have a choice between SS10 and SS12 rhinestones. Now, me personally, and this is just me personally, I'm not the rhinestone queen. I have not been doing this forever. I've been doing it for like around a week. I have found that when I have it set for 10 SS rhinestones, when the file is cut for the 10, it's a little too big. I have found that when I put size 12 in the 10 slots, that it just falls in better. And when I go to lay it down, there's no movement. So that's why I'm just I'm not trying to confuse nobody, especially myself. But even though it's going to be set for 10 SS rhinestones, I'll probably use 12 SS rhinestones just because I like the 12 better, and they just fit a little bit better. Now, I'm not good enough to where I'm going to mess with the dimensions and get them to the exact size that I like. I'm just fighting for my life and trying to get consistent results every single time. So I just needed to put that out there. This is set for 10 SS rhinestones. I'll probably use 12 because they fit better in this width and height that I have for rhinestones, okay? And matter of fact, speaking of rhinestones, I'm just gonna pull this up. So this is the setting that I use. It's preset. I don't know how to change it yet. Come over here to the offset. I'm going to click offset because we are going to create our first offset. It's doing that because I was working in the software yesterday. So we're just going to get rid of this. And the first offset I'm going to do is 0.180. I'm going to hit, oh, it already applied. So this is the 0.180. Now the reason why I like the 0.180 is because it gives it a little bit of space and it's not sitting directly on that satin stitch. I may make it a little bit bigger. It depends. We'll see. All right, so under spacing, I am going to make this. I have some pre-numbers written down that I like, but nothing's set in stone yet. I just need to jot this down so that all of my numbers can be consistent. So I use a 0.180, And then for spacing, I'm going to use a 0.135. Enter. And I hit the rhinestone button. I may go to a 0.130. I'll see that how that looks. I don't know why I'm stuttering. 0.130. And now let's try 0.125. So now I'm going to click on my first offset to create the second offset. So I'm going to hit offset, and it pretty much gave me the 180 again. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to hit, I think I'm going to do like 2.250. So let me just jot that down. I just want these consistent over all the numbers, which is why I'm jotting them down. 0.250, enter. And now this is too uniform for me. I like it kind of not uniformed. So I did 1.25 for the spacing, and now I'm going to do, I think 0.200. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's about right up my alley. All right, so now I'm going to select the offset that we just created, which is this one right here. Let's come back over here. I'm going to click create offset. So remember we did 250. Now I'm going to do, I want it spaced out a little bit more. I might do 0.300. I'm not sure yet. Now we need to do the spacing. So I want this one spaced out more. So right now the spacing is 0.200. I'm going to go to 0.300. Let's try 0.325. I think that's too much. 0.300. So we're either going to do a 0.300 or a 0.275. 0.275. Nah, I'm going to do the 0.300. Sorry, you guys. Let's click off. We're going to click the offset that we just made. And I'm probably going to do one more. I may do 5 layers, but I don't know yet. Let's see how this is looking. But whatever I do, it has to be consistent. So I'm going to click offset 0.300. So now we're going to do 0.450. No, let's do 0.400. 0.375. Okay, that brought it in a little bit. And then right here, spacing, let's try 0.400. Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, 0.475. I think I'm going to do 0.475, and then we're going to do one more offset. All right, so I'm going to click off, and now I'm going to click back on that last offset that we made. This is going to be the last one. So I want to increase this number by about either 0.75 or 100. So let's start with 0.475. 0.475. Enter. Yeah, that's pretty good. And now we're going to increase this a lot. We're going to do maybe like 0.600. 0.800. I think I'm going to go with the 800. I think that for the second layer, I would space out the second layer a little bit more, but I'm not going to throw everything off. I think I'm okay with this. So let's see how it looks with some color. Select all the layers, and it's a little tight in here. I do think off camera I will give it a little bit more space in the beginning, but you guys get the gist of how I like to create my layered looks. See, I may add one rhinestone in the middle, I don't know. So I have my color selected. So this is the part that gets a little confusing for me. I'm going to take this color off right there. For the number 8, I'm just going to delete that because I do not need it anymore. I am going to select everything, and I'm going to hit release rhinestones. There are my rhinestones. Everything looks pretty good to me. No overlaps, no weird stuff, no touching. So now I'm going to come back to objects. I'm going to group back together, and I'm going to make it into a compound path. I am going to add the color back, and I'm going to hope and pray that this transfers over to Cricut Design Space flawlessly. So the only thing I'm unsure of, I don't know if I need to take that color right there away. So I'm going to take it away. I'm going to select, I'm going to hit save selection, save to hard drive, numbers outline. I need to save this as an SVG. And I want the title to be 7-inch number 8 rhinestone template. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to turn around and turn on my Cricut. I'm going to open up Cricut Design Space. I'm smiling because I'm just hoping and praying this transfers over correctly and it's the right size. I'm going to come right here to New Project, Blank Canvas. You want to pay attention to the size. I did not look at the size as I exited out. All right, got it. All right, we're going to hit Upload, Numbers Outline, and then this right here is a template. You hit Upload. All right, let's look at the size. 7.588. Yes. You guys don't know how happy that makes me because I have been struggling. And the thing is, like, I've watched tutorials and everybody does something different. So it really like disrupts my process. So this right here is my process. I don't need to be doing all the extra stuff until I really start to understand it. So what I did, if you want to get the same results, repeat that, because everybody doing it every different way, it has been messing me up. So that's why it's important to have one teacher. And I'm not saying I'm your teacher because I don't know, I'm still learning. But just as far as like crafting in general, it's better to, you can go watch the other videos, but just understand that you might confuse yourself. It's very helpful when you're learning from one person. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it right there. All right, so we're going to hit make. I'm going to change my mat size. I don't know why it defaults to that. I need a 12 by 12, which is right here. So I do have a specific setting for this. I cut with the, what blade is this? It's the standard blade. It's the, I don't know what it's called. It's not the knife blade, but it's the standard blade that comes with your machine. That's the blade that I have in. I have it set to cut at 350 and it only goes over that one time. And I also add more pressure. So that setting right there gets me consistent results every single time. Now, when I had it set to that before, and I was showing you guys on a previous video, somehow I went in there and accidentally changed my settings and I had it to cut 3 times at 350, which was cutting and pulling it up as it went because it was just way too much. So it's 350, cut 1 time and add more pressure. That's all you need. So I need to put in flock. I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to select this. And so I'm selecting this because I have already changed the settings to 350 and it's going to cut 1 time with more pressure. Do not select flock paper like I am without adjusting the settings, okay? And more pressure. Now I'm going to load the machine and get this going for embroidery. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is cut. We need 12 inches. All right, we're going to cut 12 inches. Now let's load the mat. So you guys told me just to clean my mats with a degreaser, which is basically dish detergent. So at some point I am going to clean all of my mats. I actually do have a good amount of mats. I actually have one of the Cricut scrapers. I have no idea where that thing is. All right, so I'm going to leave this on this time. All right, the mat is loaded. Let's just hit start. All right, so while that's cutting, let's get this on the machine. I'm using the 8x9 Mighty Hoop. And I don't know how you guys hoop so easily with this because I literally have to, I don't know if my fingers are just weak or my hoop isn't, this backing holder isn't stretched enough. But I literally got to put my body into it. But it could be that my fingers are weak. I need to strengthen my everything. So I did change the rhinestone placements. I did add another layer and I did space them out a little bit more. Only because this is a bigger shirt. This is a size 10 and the biggest is a 7-inch number 8. So I want the embroidery to start right here. because the rest of this is gonna have rhinestones. Let me get my ruler. All right. Ooh, I am definitely spoiled with my Mighty Hoop hooping station for adult garments. So if I really did kid stuff, I would have the hooping station for that, but I really only do kid stuff for my own kids. I guess this is straight. From eyeballing it, it seems a little, there's a little bit more room on this side, but let's see. See, it looks like is it my shirt? Let me put the shirt on the edge. No, it's me. All right, this is as good as it's going to get. This is applique, so we do need a piece of HTV. I do need to change the bracket size on my machine. All right, so my Cricut maker just finished cutting this. Here is the shirt all hooped. I need to change my bracket size. I want to finish this before my girls get home from school so that I can record our tutorial for the community. And I let them vote on what we're gonna do for the week. And we did this, but we did it a double applique, and they voted on to make this Jesus with the rhinestone templates with the satin border and the fill stitches. So I'm going to record a tutorial for that next. If you guys are looking for an embroidery community, Embroidery Mastery is a really good community to join. So that will be linked below. All right, the bobbin is good. I'm just going to add a little bit of oil because I haven't stitched in a few days. The last thing I stitched was my daughter's birthday shirt a couple days ago. Put the bobbin back in, get the shirt on here. Yep. Ooh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tie the ends, so let me do that real quick. So when we're digitizing, I forgot to tie off the ends for the number 8. So right now I'm just going back in. I mean, the design will be okay, but you don't want any threads coming up. I tie the ends on all the other ones, but of course I would forget to tie it doing this. So I just tie the ends, and now I'm going to just save the stitch file in the BE file. And now I'm gonna go back here to Melco and pull it back up. All right, so I thought I was recording and I wasn't, but the only thing that I did was spray the HTV with a little bit of 505 spray and got that tack down stitch going. So if I would have manually digitized this, I would have digitized it to where I could just tear away these run stitches. So I like to call that my chopping stitch. I would have made a chopping stitch, and that's just basically stitches that will chop HTV so that you could pull it away without having to cut it. And you could totally pull it away when the satin stitches are done, but I don't like to do it like that. It's easier if you use a seam ripper to kind of break into the fabric. Ooh, I did nick it a little bit, the shirt. Hopefully a rhinestone will cover that up. I was a little aggressive. So this alone is already looking fantastic. So let's take this back to the machine. Oh, you guys, I'm so proud of myself because, oh, I had no idea how to do this a couple days ago. I lost the rhinestone somewhere. I think it goes right here. And just put it right. Okay. Let me just give a little extra pressure to my HTV. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this project. I just need to cut the stabilizer off, but this turned out so beautiful. I am in love. The rhinestones that I use are the 12SS Purple Velvet, and they are from Amazon, and they will be linked. These are the 10SS. Right now, you can get the 10SS in a large size. I am patiently waiting for the larger 12SS to come back in. I do think that I like rhinestoning with the 12SS a little better, but my daughter is going to love this. So I will have the entire number set coming out if you do not digitize and you would like a set of these numbers. Everything will be linked below for you guys to shop on my Amazon store. I do have a new mini course coming out. It is a content creation course, so expect a video from me this Sunday because the course will be available starting this Sunday. We will be implementing a new program for embroidery mastery as well within the next following week or so. If you guys have any questions for me, please leave them below. I am so happy I was able to finally learn how to do this and share what I have been learning with you guys. I am extremely happy with the results. So I will see you guys on Sunday. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.